afternoon and good evening. Welcome to Smashing English. Before we start this video, be sure to subscribe because I make new videos all the time and I don't want you to miss any. So with that said, let's get on with the video. Chapow! Restaurants. Some of my favourite places in the whole world. I love food, so I love a restaurant. However, when in a restaurant, there is quite specific English required. So today, I will give you that English. So let's go through a typical visit to a restaurant and all the English you will need. First things first, making the booking. A lot of times you'll have to phone the restaurant to make your booking or your reservation. So this is typically how I would do it. Hello, Smashing English Restaurant, how can I help? Hi, could I make a booking for 7 people at 8 o'clock on Monday, please? Sure, can I just take a name for that booking? Yes, it's Brian. Wonderful, Brian. And can I just take a contact number? Yes, it's blah, 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 blah. Wonderful, that's all booked for you. Thanks so much. So the main thing I want you to take away from that conversation is this word, could. This is really useful when asking polite questions. Now, eating at a restaurant has so many questions involved. Can I eat this? Can I sit here? Can I make a reservation? Can I have this wine? And in my opinion, could I make a booking is a lot more polite than can I make a booking. I don't know why. I have no idea. I used to be a waitress, so I used to work in a restaurant. And for me personally, I just think could sounds that little bit more polite. Now, when you get to the restaurant, if you have a booking, you might want to tell the person who is working at the restaurant that you have a booking. And the way to do this is just by saying something like this. Hi, I made a booking earlier for 8 o'clock. My name's Brian, and they should do the rest. That's all you need to say. Just, hi, I made a booking earlier, my name, and then give the name that the booking's under. Sorted. Another question you might need to ask the waiter or waitress is, do we order at the bar or is it table service? Now, this may seem self-explanatory, so table service means that the waiter comes to your table and takes it all down. Ordering at the bar is very common in British pubs. So you decide what you want and then you go up to the bar and order. So that might be a question you might need to ask. Now, as you sit down to have your meal, there may be a few things you might need. So if you need a chair for your child or your baby, you might say, could I have a high chair, please, for the baby? High chair. Or you might need the children's menu. Could I have a children's menu, please? You might also want to ask, could I have an allergen menu, please? And an allergen menu is the menu with all the allergy details on it if you have an allergy to something. If you do have a food allergy, most restaurants will ask that as you sit down. They'll say, any allergies I should be aware of? And the way to let them know is just by saying, yes, I'm allergic to. So I'm allergic to prawns, I'm allergic to nuts, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so let's get to ordering. So once you've sat down, decided what you want, how do you order? Again, could I have is what I would go for. You've got a lot of options here. You could say, I would like the pizza. You could say, can I have the pizza? Or you could say, could I have the pizza? Or you could say, can I go for the pizza? That's very native in Britain. You say, can I go for the pizza? Or I think I'll go for the pizza. That's a very native way of saying it. However, in my opinion, the most polite way of saying it is, could I have the pizza, please? Now, if you're ordering any red meat, so red meat is things like beef, lamb, you know, that sort of meat that bleeds, that sort of meat, you might get asked by the waiter or waitress, how would you like it cooked? And when they ask this, they are asking, do you want your meat to be rare? And rare meat is like red. You can still see the blood coming out of it. Medium rare, so that's one step up. It's a bit more cooked. You've still got a bit of something going on. Medium well, which is like the next step up. It's a bit more cooked. Or well done. And well done is as cooked as you can get. No blood, it's just brown. Some people order their steak blue. And blue is literally frying pan, meat. Tss, tss. There you are. Ooh, I mean, if you like your steak blue, fair enough, but for me, no. Okay, so you've ordered your food. Wonderful, thank you very much, thank you. When the food arrives, hopefully it's all great and everything's wonderful. But if there's something wrong with your food, here is the way that you can complain. The way to get a waiter or a waitress's attention is just to say, excuse me. That's fine. So excuse me as they're walking by is the phrase we would use. We wouldn't really say, waiter or waitress, it's a bit, you know, come here. And then explain what's wrong with your meal. You know, I try to still be polite because it's not the waiter or the waitress's fault that the food is wrong, but up to you. As a waitress, I had many people who were very angry at me because their burger wasn't correct, even though I didn't cook the burger. Anyway, so imagine now you've had your food brought back. It's lovely, everything's great, you're eating, and then the waiter comes back and says, everything okay with your meals, guys? And to this, if you want to sound like a native English person, just a simple, great thanks, or lovely thanks. That's all you need. Okay, so you've eaten your meal, everything was lovely, now you need to pay. Now, in the US, in America, I believe they call it the check. In Britain, we call it the bill. So depending on where you are, I'm not sure what they call it in other English-speaking countries, I'm sorry, but those are the two most famous ones. I think you have the bill or the check. So again, using that word could, once you're finished and you want to pay, just saying to the waiter or waitress, excuse me, could we have the bill please? Or excuse me, could we have the check please? And then again, once you've had the bill through, if you want to pay by card, just asking, could we pay by card please? Could we, could I, could. Now, tipping is very interesting because I believe in the States, in the US, tipping is a big deal. So giving extra money to the waiter or waitress as a thank you for serving them. In Britain, we don't really tip, it's not essential. You know, I believe in the States if you don't tip, it's really rude and it's like, oh, you need to tip, you need to leave a tip, you need to leave some extra money on top of what your food was worth. But in Britain, it's... In Britain, I would say people only really tip if there was some exceptional food or some exceptional service, or if there was an extra big group of people that were eating, you know, maybe they might tip then. But so depending on which country you're in, depends how much of a tip you need to leave. And that's pretty much it. That is the English you will need in a restaurant. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please give it a like. And if you want a one-to-one online English lesson with me, you can find the link for that down in the description below. And also in the description below is my Instagram, where you can find daily English learning content. Thanks very much for watching. Ta-ta!